What's poppin' YouTube and welcome to my channel, Astro Finesse. It's your boy Lil Finesse, Jiggy Hippie, back with another video for y'all. And this video right here, we're going to be talking about if you have Neptune in the 9th house. And I'll pause for the cause. If you don't know how to find your Neptune placement, if you're a new subscriber, if you're just starting off your journey of self-love, self-knowledge, self-understanding, if you don't realize why it's so important that you have to look at yourself through astrology, study yourself through astrology, and overall love yourself through astrology and numerology. Don't worry, I got you. There's a couple of videos. I'll put the link in the description. You have to watch them first to become hip to the knowledge of what I'm about to talk about right now. So if you look at your birth chart or your natal chart, it's the same thing. And you realize you have Neptune in the 9th house, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's just get it poppin', shall we? Now you already know before I start, I'm going to give y'all a list of some celebrities so y'all can visually see what Neptune in the 9th house people look like and act like in reality. So to start, we got Rihanna, Miley Cyrus, Jimi Hendrix, Sylvester Stallone, Meg Thee Stallion, Conor McGregor, Notorious B.I.G., Willow Smith, Tinashe, and Barack Obama. Alright, so boom, Neptune in the 9th house. First of all, what does Neptune mean? What does Neptune represent in our birth chart? So the planet Neptune rules Pisces, so when you think about Neptune energy, think about Pisces energy, which is fantasy, delusion. It rules delusion and illusion because it represents the 5th dimension, so it's hard to really understand or see clearly what's going on. So it's fantasy, idealism, spirituality, most importantly, especially in this video, rules spirituality. So Neptune in our birth chart, whatever house is in, shows us where we will look at that area in life in a more naive, illusional, or delusional kind of way, because it kind of clouds it or fogs it up or dilutes our clear vision. It kind of puts a rose-colored glasses effect on whatever area in life that is in our chart. So knowing where your Neptune is in your chart, make sure you understand you have to put more emphasis to have a more clear picture on what's going on in that area, because Neptune kind of makes it hard to understand. But also Neptune in our chart shows us where we kind of seek a more spiritual, uplifting sense or a more spiritual escape in that area in life. And now we already know the 9th house energy, original house ruler of Sagittarius, so it rules the higher learning, higher knowledge, foreign countries, foreign lands, traveling. It's like the truth seekers of the chart. So it's where we seek to get the more information, always trying to learn, always trying to gain a more higher perspective in life. And that's the 9th house energy. So what does it mean when you have Neptune, the spiritual planet, the illusional, delusional planet, the fantasy, idealistic kind of planet, in the house of our higher knowledge, of our spiritual seeking or truth seeking, of our foreign travels or foreign lands? Well, to start off by saying with this placement, y'all are most definitely very, very spiritual people. Most definitely. Either you're very, very spiritual to the max or very, very religious to the max. There's like no in between. Because Sagittarius, 9th house energy already, is always seeking to know the knowledge of the higher power. Always seeking to know universal knowledge, like I always say. Always seeking to know what's truth in this life. They're always truth seeking to the max. And having Neptune here, having that added spirituality effect into it, having that added Neptunian 5th dimension, not really in reality effect to it, makes y'all always seeking to find the spiritual truth in this lifetime. So like I said, you could be either really, really spiritual, that you're always studying and learning and researching things on a spiritual aspect, trying to figure out everything spiritually, trying to know like what's going on in this universe, what's going on in life, trying to always seek your higher power, trying to always connect to your higher power, always trying to connect to something that is not of this reality, always trying to connect to the 5th dimension in this reality, always trying to connect to the higher knowledge. Remember, Sagittarius energy, 9th house energy is higher knowledge, always researching, always studying, always learning to become teachers themselves. But y'all are always seeking knowledge to the max. So either spiritually seeking knowledge, or if you're the type to be really religious, like you're going to be really in that religion, really going hard for your religion, really trying to get all the information on that religion, seeking knowledge in that religion, to the point that when you're out and about to everyday people, you're gonna always be low-key preaching to people like this is what I believe in, trying to low-key convert people to whatever you're believing, because you're gonna be so passionate about what you're learning and studying and what you believe in fully, because Ninth house energy is truth seekers. And once you figure out your truth and find out your truth and what you believe is true for you, y'all are going to always try to preach that to people and tell people like, look, this is what it is. And the way that y'all say it and speak is going to be very enthusiastic and optimistic, that you can actually gain a lot of followers for the way you're talking, the way you're speaking your knowledge. And now, like I said, Neptune makes things cloudy, makes things hard to figure out what's going on. So what does that mean when it's hard to figure out what's going on in the ninth house of our higher knowledge? A lot of times you could be susceptible, especially when you're like of the the more less evolved version of this placement. You could be susceptible to like, all these self-proclaimed gurus, all these self-proclaimed spiritual leaders, or these preachers, or these people that put themselves on a high pedestal trying to preach and teach people. Y'all could be the type to low-key fall victim to their manipulation if you're not looking at them as who they are, but you're just listening to what they're saying and like, that person is speaking this, I just believe everything they're saying. And if that person trying to manipulate you as in to like get money from you or to like follow them like in a cult type way, y'all could fall susceptible because Neptune is more naive. Neptune doesn't really have boundaries. Neptune is really not in its reality. So like you could be too spiritually connected to someone that's like a self-proclaimed guru or something like that, and y'all could fall susceptible victim to them because you're not really looking at them for who they are in reality, but you're just like putting them on a high pedestal because of their spiritual beliefs in a way. Also, y'all could be type, because remember, ninth house is like our higher self. It's like our purpose in this lifetime. Always searching for our purpose in this lifetime. So especially during the early stages of life, it could be hard for y'all to really tap into your purpose, really figure out what you're here to do. Y'all could be the one that's always asking like, why am I here? Like, what am I doing here? Always asking, like always trying to seek. It could be hard for y'all to actually find that right answer at first, because y'all be always searching and searching. And Neptune is not really clear in the vision, not really clear in what's going on. So y'all can have all these grand ideas or all these grand dreams and all these grand dreams and not really have like a specific way of carrying it out or a specific way of organizing it. So it could be like y'all could be too much in the faith, too much in the optimism, not really having a clear descriptive way of actually carrying out that vision you have in this reality. So understand that Neptune makes things of the fifth dimension. Neptune makes things of the outer realm. It doesn't really make things in reality. And already ninth house energy, Sagittarius energy, ruled by Jupiter, is optimistic. So it looks at the grand picture of everything, not really looking at the details of things. So y'all could be the type that cannot really pay attention to the details, but really in the spiritual realm or in the faith realm, or like believing in things too much and not really having like that clear descriptive energy of whatever you're believing in. So all in all though, understand that with this placement, y'all are going to always be searching for a spiritual sense in this reality. Whether spiritually or religiously, when it comes to that seeking information, y'all are always seeking that spiritual sense in this reality. And now we already know ninth house energy, ninth house also represents our foreign travels, foreign lands, and foreign countries. So y'all are always going to find yourself being spiritually sane, being spiritually like fulfilled when you're studying other cultures, when you're traveling big time, especially for y'all. Y'all low-key escape this reality by traveling and going to different lands, going to different countries. Y'all love to travel to actually gain like a spiritual type of sense about yourself, a spiritual type of identity about yourself. So traveling for y'all is a great escape from the troubles and wherever you are at that moment, wherever place that you live in that moment. Like when you go somewhere else, y'all feel fulfilled spiritually. Y'all feel fulfilled mentally when you're actually able to go somewhere and learn about someone else's cultures, learn about someone else's languages and all that stuff. So y'all really like to tap into other people's spiritual beliefs also. Now with this placement, understand that the more knowledge you gain, the more information you gather up for yourself, the more studying that y'all do, because I know y'all love to study big time. Y'all like our endless students in this reality. Y'all are endless, always studying, gathering up information. So the more studying that y'all do, y'all can actually become, as soon as you actually gain your spiritual beliefs, as soon as you actually gain your confidence in what you're believing and gain your truth in what you're believing in, y'all could actually become very enthusiastic preachers. When I say preachers, it means that someone that's just speaking and telling people whatever they believe in and kind of like trying to get people to understand their truth in life. Y'all can become very enthusiastic and great spiritual teachers, spiritual preachers. Y'all are really good at helping people tap into their higher self. But you have to go through your spiritual journey and tap into your higher self first before you can actually help someone else tap into theirs. So y'all could be really good at helping people tap into their higher self, helping people tap into their spiritual beliefs, helping people tap into the truth about life. A lot of people in this reality don't really care about like what's beyond this reality, but y'all are always searching and studying and researching things that are beyond of this reality. So once you find that answer truly and it like really resonates to you in your heart, y'all be the great people to be in the forefront, be in the front of the camera to actually like help people tap into their spiritual higher self reality. But understand, like I said, Neptune has no boundaries. Neptune is really, really optimistic, is really in the fantasy land, is really like, you know, not really in reality kind of thing. So with this placement and already ninth house energy is really optimistic, y'all could be low-key overly optimistic about things. So you know the saying when they say faith without works is dead? It means that you can work hard and put all the work into things, but if you have no faith into what you're doing, it's not going to work. But low-key with Neptune here, it makes y'all have a lot of faith, makes you have OD optimistic faith in what you're doing. And y'all could be the type to be like, the universe is going to take care of me, or I believe in the universe, or I believe in my religious God, like whatever you believe in. You could have that, I believe in that higher power so much that you don't really put in the work in reality. You could low-key become like lazy when it comes to putting in the actual work because you're overly optimistic about the faith you have in your higher power, the faith you have in whatever you're believing in. You could have too much faith into something and not putting in the real reality work, or not looking at the details and not really being on point when it comes to being physically active in whatever you're doing. So like I said, it's good to have faith, but Neptune here has no boundaries because so it can make y'all have too much faith into something that you're not really in reality. So it could be lost in your spiritual belief, lost in your higher power knowledge, just lost in that realm of the spiritualism, lost in that realm of non-reality, that in reality you're kind of lazy, in reality you're kind of relying too much on that. So like I said, if you don't put the work in, if you don't put the details in, if you don't write things down and actually try to make things organized, and if you're overlooking the details, you could be the type that could be lazy in this reality, being too much in the spiritual realm, if that makes sense. Like I said, Neptune rules Pisces. Pisces like to escape. It's like the escapism of the zodiac. So you're the type that could take, like I would say, like psychedelic drugs that like to escape reality, kind of tap into the higher knowledge, higher power. So be careful not to be addicted to things like this, but at the same time, y'all like to experience things spiritually. So y'all go on like a spiritual adventures, like I said, with the psychedelics, with the things like that. Y'all like to go on things that make you leave this reality and tap into a spiritual realm reality, like going on adventures spiritually. So be aware that y'all like to do things like this, but don't get too lost in the spiritual realm, because y'all are fanatics about learning and gaining information, higher knowledge information. Don't be fanatics about doing that too much, that in reality you're not really paying attention to what's going on in reality, like things that matter to you in the 3D, because we all live in the 3D. So make sure it's like with all Neptune placements, it's that balance. But with the ninth house, that is always seeking the truth. Y'all could be OD seeking the truth, seeking adventures, seeking that spiritual knowledge to the point that you're not really paying attention to what's going on around you. Just keep that in mind. But overall though, y'all are extremely spiritually intuitive people that comes into this reality to go on a spiritual adventure, to go on a spiritual journey in order to tap into your truth, and then in return turn around and help others tap into theirs. So like I said, once you find your truth, once you go on a spiritual journey and you feel you have all the knowledge that you can gather up, y'all are the type to be able to share it clearly with pure intentions, not trying to be like a cult leader, not trying to be like a self-proclaimed guru, but you're just like trying to pure intentionally share your truth. Y'all could be the type to really help people tap into their spiritual self, help people tap into their higher self, help people tap into their spiritual healing, because y'all really are about that life. Y'all are really about that spiritual knowledge, spiritual information life with this placement. Be aware of the manipulation that could come from you trying to look at someone that is higher than you because they give you information and you can kind of look at them with rose-colored glasses. Be aware of that. But all in all, like I said, put yourself in the forefront to actually preach your knowledge, to teach your knowledge, to actually share your knowledge, because y'all are always endlessly seeking spiritual knowledge in this reality. So that was my video on Neptune in the 9th house. I hope y'all enjoyed that. My next video is going to be on Neptune in the 10,000. You already know I'm about to go in. If you have subscribed to my channel, appreciate all y'all for real. You already know. But if you still haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and handle it on time for your boy. Don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, and be safe out here. It's your boy Lil Finesse, Jiggy Hippie. I'm going to see all y'all when I see y'all. Peace.